summer. The winter don't stand no chance. It's hotter in the summer. Yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winter don't stand no chance. Hotter in the summer.
Front of your back, be careful who you hugging, you dab. Cause these niggas ain't your brother like that. Don't really love you like that. From the land of snakes, trying to be a great. Trusting everybody that I love, that was my mistake. Turn me cold-hearted to a savage. If you fuck me over, I ain't giving out passes. Doing big shit, we ain't doing nothing average. Hotter in the summer if you ask.
It get hotter in the summer, yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winter don't stand no chance. It's hotter in the summer.
Went from wearing Chuck Taylor to Balenciaga. Sweaty think I'm rubbing on the genie bottle. Giving nada, saying nada, I'm just pushing product. I made my waves in the winter, now my summer hotter. Move too swift for all the lame shit. You asking for a favor, how I know we ain't the same, bitch. Watch how I in and out lane switch. They trying to earn cheese off a K, but they ain't Swiss.
It's hotter in the summer, yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winter don't stand no chances. Yeah. Get hotter.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mac, the mad scientist.
And it's your boy, the infamous. That's all I need to say. It's going down.
That's all you need to say.
It's going down, man. Awesome weekend of wrestling this past weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, it was.
And the topics we're going to go over, to be honest, one of them blindsided me. But at the same time, I'm kind of happy with it because now we get to see something that WWE has never really touched on, and that's more luchadors.
Yeah, that's right.
In the building.
Hey, yo, Buzz Unplugged. What it is, bro? Hey, man, that is our UK listener out there, man. He chimed in and subscribed to the channel last week. And man, yeah, he been listening to the stream Thursday. So yeah, I hope you're a wrestling fan, my boy. I hope you're a wrestling fan, man, because this is what this show's about. And we are international, my man. We are international. We got people across the water listening to us, man. I am stoked about that. I'm super stoked about that.
And shout out to my man, because a lot of folks don't know. UK got some deep roots in the sport of wrestling. So I mean, Butts Unplugged, it's good to see you, brother. And hey, look, we doing good, man.
Oh yeah, of course.
We doing good.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right, man. Actually, the subscriber count actually jumped up a little bit. It jumped up an extra 13 subscribers last week, man, because I've been putting out some comic book content, and it seems like people seems to like that. So I put out something today, and it was about the Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. So if you was trying to get into some Ninja Turtles comic books, this is your opportunity to actually go ahead and get into some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books, because this #1 starts off really, really good. And Monday was a good one as well. So you definitely want to check out Monday's show. You definitely want to check out today's show, because Monday's show was Sam and Twitch. So check out those two videos. Also, just like on the ticker, y'all, it says join our Discord. Man, it's in the link in the description below. Man, go ahead and join our Discord, man, because we do have these conversations about pro wrestling, video games. Which, speaking of which, tomorrow's live is going to be a doozy because it's going to be me, Bookie Blends, and Vivo, and we're going to talk about the CEO with Bungie. We're going to talk about Game Informer, like did the sudden cancellation, so it's no more Game Informer magazine, and we're going to talk about this voice actor strike in the video game industry as well, man. And how can we save the video game industry? That's what we're going to talk about, man. And we're doing all right. We're doing all right, BU. We're doing all right. We are doing all right, man. We are happy for you guys being here, man.
Game Informer. I used to be a subscriber too, bro.
Bro, I used to get them on the random in the mail.
Game Informer. Oh, that's tough to hear. That's tough to hear,
man.
That's tough to hear.
We're gonna jump right into that for tomorrow. And just my opinion, I think Game Informer magazine, it ran for 33 years. It was the longest reigning
I was part of that
video game magazine, right? And it was also a little
part of that.
Unbiased. You know what I'm saying?
It's very unbiased towards video games. Like if the game sucked, it told you the game sucked, and everybody agreed with it. If the game was dope, everybody agreed with it, and it always left room. It always left room for opinions.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It never made you feel as though you had to side with Game Informer, because whenever Game Informer said something, it was normally spot on.
Yeah.
It's normally spot on with their reviews. It's tough. Yeah. It's really tough to hear Game Informer going, because as a guy that plays video games, I'm not, I don't play every daggone video game, but as a guy that, grew up on video games and seeing Game Informer itself as a magazine, Game Informer was a part of the video game culture and kept video games. It kept it up there. So I mean, that's a closed door on a bunch of guys and gals, a bunch of guys and girls, a bunch of folks. That's a closed door on your legacy a little bit.
It is, man. And there's some other little things that play too in a negative light, but we definitely gonna touch on that tomorrow. Now, speaking of video games, before we get into the pro wrestling news, because there's some news that's been circling through. First of all, I would like to thank my coaching staff, my defensive coordinator, my offensive coordinator at USC. I want to thank the players. I want to thank God. Yeah, because won the national championship last night. With a record of 14-2, we beat North Carolina State. And shout out to my receiver Nick Harper. He's been producing. He's been MVP of the season, and with 2,300 yards and 26 touchdowns receiving. That man out here was burning them. All right, he was burning them. One game he had 613 yards alone. Nobody was catching this man, and first of all, the freshmen, like to thank the freshmen, of course, because they contributed, and we got some new recruits coming in for the following season. You know what I mean? So, we're looking to repeat for 2026.
What level? What mode you play on?
I was on Dynasty. I was coaching USC.
Okay.
Visiting houses.
You know, All-American
scholarships.
Yeah, I try to play on Heisman, bruh. Heisman. That CPU is unstoppable. I had to come down to All-American. I had to, in order for me to even have a chance. I had to come down.
Hey,
for me to have a chance. For me to have a chance. It is because you play against those D1 schools, those FCS schools.
Yeah.
On Heisman, they show up.
Yeah.
You're not getting an easy win off of them jokers off of Heisman. So I say, you know what? I'll go ahead. Look here. I'll go be a whole Mitch and come on down to All-American. I'm proud to say that. I'll be that.
Hey man, you play to your strengths, man. You play what was fun, man. Heisman is hell on earth, man. And BU said, WWF or WCW? Which one was better?
Are we talking pre Eric Bischoff?
No, I think the whole thing as a franchise. Like I think the whole shebang thing. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I gotta go with WWF. And here's why.
Okay.
WCW pre Eric Bischoff, the wrestling heads didn't care. During Eric Bischoff, the wrestling heads didn't care. But Eric Bischoff came out and said, "I'm the captain now."
Yeah.
And made the impossible possible by kicking Vince's ass for 80 some odd weeks.
Yep. 83.
Post Eric Bischoff, Vince showed up with his wallet and bought WCW.
Yeah.
So and WWF was finding a way to try to keep everything going, even during that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I look at it this way: WWF at one point, and this is why I think WWF is better. WWF had to pay at one point on the same roster Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, Kane. I mean, we're talking that's 5 alone.
Yeah,
that's 5 alone. I'm more than happy to keep going. And then let's take a look at some of them jokers that came in to take the reins after that. CM Punk, John Cena. I mean, Batista. Triple H was still there. Randy Orton. I mean, we're talking about, stars on top of stars, making things happen. So get out of here, boy. We're talking about stars on top of stars making things happen, and the checkbook was always open.
Okay, so for me, looking at the totality of it, I'm gonna say WCW was better, and the reason I say that is all those guys that you mentioned, it was because of WCW. They had to do that.
They had to step up. Yeah, you're right.
And then I mean, at the crux of it, man, they were a pro wrestling show. Like there was pro wrestling first, entertainment second. And then Eric Bischoff definitely threw the entertainment in there. And then once they kick Eric Bischoff off, that's when it went downhill. But I'll put it like this: like WWF, where it's at right now, WWE, where it's at right now, is because of WCW. If it wasn't for WCW, we probably would have got the same titles, storylines. They probably would not be publicly traded. It won't be a global entity like doing global shows or NXT or none of that stuff, because there will be no competition for them to even elevate themselves to even get to that level. Like there's nobody else to present.
I agree.
But either way, but today though, on the show, we're talking about the Lucha Brothers possibly leaving for the WWE, and also Roman Reigns return, the Tribal Chief return at SummerSlam. Let's get into some Lucha Brothers, man. Like, how do you feel about that? Because I know that's what you're referring to when it comes to the shot, and all of the Lucha Brothers actually possibly, leaving AEW and going to WWE.
A lot of folks don't know this, but
yes,
I'm a huge Penta fan. And me and the wife, we went to Jacksonville to see AEW before. It was their last Daily's Place show. Yeah. Before the last one before they said, we're getting back on the road. Bump COVID, we're getting back on the road. I mean, it was their absolute last, because during COVID, their shows were at Daily's Place. Just about all of them.
Yeah.
But it was their last show. It was their last show at Daily's Place. Crowd was there. Me and Steph, we met this girl and her mom from Detroit. They said we flew from Detroit to come see this show.
Right.
And the Lucha Brothers were there. And boy, they put on a show. And to see Penta, again, I'm a huge Penta fan. I love how he gets all disrespectful in your face with it. So to see them possibly leave AEW. Now, I can only say this. I say this. If they're going to leave AEW and get to WWE, there's only one guy you match them with when they get there.
Who's that?
You don't put them on Raw. You get them on SmackDown. Andrade. You get them with Andrade.
Yeah.
And there's a feud with Legado del Fantasma sitting there waiting, and it could be a very physical feud.
I don't think.
And the reason I say it's physical,
Yeah,
you have 6 luchadors sitting there ready to get it on.
but Andrade don't want to do that. That's why he by himself right now. Like when he was with,
I agree. I get it.
Yeah, he was like, why we always got to have Latinos versus Latino, and then that's why he wasn't on TV like that either. So now recently he's on TV, but you know, like him in a feud with like another Latino faction, that's something he really don't want to do. Like
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Though. I get that.
Now the news though, as far as Lucha Brothers, this is according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fight for a Leg. It says that Phoenix and Penta have been subject of much speculation. It was reported earlier this year by Body Slam that Penta's deal was up this year, with Fightful Select reporting that Phoenix is as well. Now, we've been able to learn that the duo have been told that Penta's deal is up first and Phoenix will be up around September timeframe. Now, to quote, those that we've talked to said that AEW had wanted to re-sign them, but the process kept getting delayed by both Penta and Phoenix over the past few weeks. It became evident to AEW that the duo weren't looking to re-sign, capped off by an ominous Conan tweet saying, well, goes around, comes around too. Now, Ibu of Wrestle Purist reported that the duo are expected to go to WWE, and we can confirm that there have been discussions internally about bringing them into the company. Those that we've spoken to believe that Lucha Brothers want to be a package deal and do not want to go to NXT. And one source close to the duo says it would be surprising to see him in Orlando to prepare for the defection sooner than later. So the preliminary offer is on the table. Here's what we got to know. Penta ain't hurting for money. All right.
No.
That man ain't hurt for money. That man is probably...
They're good on money. They're good on money.
Yeah.
I think they're good on money.
Penta is one of the richest people in Mexico. Like, this man got paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got paper. He got ends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He got ducats.
He got ducats. You know what I'm saying? So I think with him, I don't think it's really much of a money thing. Like, this is what we got. Like, who knows? Like, maybe they turn around and say, hey, we're going to stay with AEW. I think what's a surprising thing is the discourse that is on the IWC. Like, that small percentage of folk that's on Twitter. So there's like, some people are hurt by it because the Lucha Brothers been day ones in AEW. They elevated that tag team division. Like, one of the mission statements, if you correct me if I'm wrong, Al, like, one of the mission statements of the Young Bucks is we are putting tag team wrestling in the forefront. Like they said that on the mic. And I would say for a few years, tag team wrestling at the forefront. To me, the absolute best tag team match to me was that cage match between them and the Young Bucks.
Oh,
like,
my
I was
God.
in that, man. I was
from start to finish.
Yes.
That match was, if you rate that's a 5-star match. That's a mic drop type of match. And
yes.
AEW absolutely has put tag team wrestling on the forefront. So, I mean, we can sort of say if they could seriously go to WWE and they could do the same over there. The tag team wrestling has gotten better, but this, like you said, this is a package deal.
Yeah,
they're there for the tag team division. They're not there to say, because on Raw we just saw JD McDonough by himself face off against Damian Priest, a tag team champion, wrestling a solo wrestler. Yeah. Now, if these guys go to Raw or SmackDown, whichever brand they go to, if they go to WWE, I wouldn't be surprised if they put some demands out saying, hey, we're here to boost this tag team division. We're not trying to do that Penta versus somebody or Phoenix versus somebody. No, they're gonna want to boost that division up. They're probably gonna want to do like Gallows and Anderson. When Gallows and Anderson are in the tag team division, and you see them in the building,
yeah,
they're a wrestling tag team. Like they're dominant. Like that's a dominant tag team who doesn't get the chance to dominate on a week in, a week out, and a week in, week out basis.
And to be an honest critique, like right now, as it stands, like the current tag team division right now in AEW, I wouldn't say it's lacking, but I mean the Young Bucks are the tag team champions, right? Mm-hmm. And you got the Acclaimed there, and you got FTR that's there, but there's way more tag teams in AEW than there are those three, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's some of the critique that AEW's got. Like, yo, puts the Butcher, the Blade is definitely one of them. I mean, I think the Blade is actually hurt. I think that's kind of like what's going on with him. But you know, the Workhorsemen, you got all these tag teams that you can like honestly, Daddy Magic
athletes,
like Daddy Magic and Cool Hand, and like to me, I feel like those guys should be the one who in the tag team division, because I know Cool Hand is trying to take care of Ruby because he just got married, they got a baby and stuff like that coming up. I mean, in a few months, I get all that. But the tag team division is fat over there at AEW.
Yeah.
And I think that tag team division at AEW is actually better than the tag team division in WWE as far as use is concerned.
It is.
Granted, you know, WWE has more tag teams because of Raw and SmackDown, because how fat that roster is. But the use of tag teams, you know what I'm saying? So for the Lucha Brothers to be on the main roster, it's going to be odd to see. Like, but I am curious and interested to see how they would fare in the WWE too. Because I mean, to keep it a bean, okay, AEW exists for stuff like this to happen. Like they exist for WWE talent to say, I'm gonna go to AEW. Like, look what's going on with Mercedes Moné. Like, she's 2 belts Moné. Like at this point. You know, she's Monet 2 belts. You know what I mean? So Tony Storm like completely revitalized her career in AEW. Like, she's at the forefront. You know what I mean?
She boosted the entire AEW women's division. And
correct.
If we want to be technical, you know what other flowers that the Lucha Brothers deserve as well?
What's that?
Trios. They were part of that first trios. Not to say a first trios run, but they were part of that first evolution of the trios championship with those matches that they had with the Elite.
Hey, Ray Phoenix was international champion.
Yeah, with the matches that they had with the Elite. So I mean, these guys deserve more flowers than we could possibly ever give them. But if you don't send the SmackDown to pair with run with Andrade, which we both know now, Andrade, that's not really Andrade's thing. He kind of wants to, make his way as a solo wrestler, which the last 2 matches that he did with Carmelo Hayes, dope ass matches. Throw him on Raw and let him cook on Raw, because that's probably where they're going to end up going.
I would say SmackDown, because Raw has a too fat of a roster now.
It does. It does. I can still see them on there.
Yeah, because as it stands right now, Raw is beating SmackDown by a straight country mile. Like,
how long would that last though? Now that Big Dog, well, I can't call him Big Dog because he don't go by it anymore. Now that the OTC is back, how long would that last?
That's still gonna last, because I mean, at the same time, I mean, Roman is the number 1 guy, which we will jump into that. But as far as the Lucha Brothers goes, like, it's nothing solidified on this, but with the sources that I have, signs are pointing to yes, the Lucha Brothers are going to the WWE, unless something drastically changed, and something that Triple H do or somebody do that don't really rub the Lucha Brothers the right way, or have them give them a warm fuzzy feeling on how they're going to be treated. Yeah. Signs point to that. And honestly and truly, I'm not really mad at it, because if you look at,
I'm not either.
It's this, because We getting rumors of MVP and Bobby Lashley
going to AEW. I saw that.
with
I
Shelton
wonder
Benjamin.
I wonder when we were going to touch on that, because I saw that about a week or so ago. And again, I'm with you, man. I'm not mad if the Lucha Brothers go to WWE, because it's wrestling has made. You know what wrestling reminds me of? Wrestling has somewhat become the transfer portal. If it's not working out here, contracts ain't working here. Guess what? Go to where you're gonna get your money at. And the way WWE is now, because there's no big man at the helm now. WWE is basically saying, look, if it ain't working out here, go get your money somewhere else. I don't want you unhappy here. Go get your money somewhere else. I feel like AEW is the same way. So I think the Lucha Brothers only have about 3 other options.
Yeah.
Outside of going to WWE, re-sign with AEW, CMLL, or whatever you want to do in Mexico. Because apparently these guys ain't starving for money. I follow Penta on Instagram. He ain't struggling for money.
Yeah.
Or you see what New Japan is talking about. Either way, these fellas are gonna be fine. But
absolutely. I mean,
they're gonna be fine. But I think, and I don't know if old buddy Alex is gonna be with them, but I definitely know. I'm with you. Your sources, I'm gonna run with them too. I think WWE. I think they're going to WWE.
Yeah,
and I think between now and the end of September, we see them.
So now another little bit of news here. That NXT is going to CW, right?
Yeah.
And so now that's going to CW. October 1st, they're going to be in Chicago at the All-State Arena. NXT is going to be at an arena again. And obviously CM Punk is featured on NXT, right? So because Sean tweeted him being on plane like, hey, Triple H, I borrowed your plane right quick. You know, I had to make this announcement. And then Randy chimed in and said, hey, I'm gonna go to be at St. Louis because you know they got 2 arena shows. There's one October 1st and another one October 8th at the Enterprise Center, which will feature Randy Orton, right? So that is a big thing. So for honestly, giving NXT Black and Gold vibes, not exactly the same, but they are trying to hit this thing out of the park. And when they try to hit this thing out of the park, or they attempted to do that, they're going to throw everything at the wall. And I think it won't just be CM Punk there at the All-State Arena. That's what's going to try to sell tickets. And it's going to be some other main roster people that are going to show up because it's the first show of CW, right?
It's going to be crazy. Especially you decided to get the Son of Chicago to open this thing up.
Yeah. And that's what you should do, right? But here's my critique, though. Here's my critique when it comes to those type of shows. It ain't a whole lot of wrestling on them. It is going to be a whole lot of guest appearances, and there's going to be some wrestling there. But I think there's going to be just guest appearances just to raise the ratings, and then you're going to get the wrestling later. Yeah, that's how they do it. And I'm 50-50 on that. You know, I'm on the fence where when you're trying to advertise NXT like this is what you should do. Mm-hmm. Because that's going to be your moneymaker because you move it to a new network. And obviously, moving to the new network, you got to put your best foot forward. Yeah. Around 50-50 on the other side of the fence is that you're using main roster talent to push this. And this is supposed to be NXT. You know what I'm saying? Black and Gold never needed that. They never needed a main roster to promote their show. They were selling out them joints as is because they were the better show.
They knew,
but this NXT, I think they're leaning too much on the main roster, and that's what my critique is. But I understand it, money wise. I understand it.
And see, if they would have done this when they had the likes of the Undisputed Era on there, Velveteen Dream on there, you had EC3, you had Kevin Owens, you had all these guys under one roof.
Yes,
under one roof at one point, and. They didn't need. The only time someone from the main roster would come, I think I remember. I remember Big E came back one time, and they lost it when Big E came. But he was at one match, and he was gone. You never saw him on NXT again. But I mean, I don't believe that NXT needs star power like that. I mean, if you're going to do it just to start the show, one episode, that Chicago episode, and that's it. Because you make the crowd feel like. Mm-hmm. The stars you got there ain't good enough, and that's what it is for me. That's what it is for me. You make it seem like the stars can't bring the crowd there, and that's what I see at 2.0 now. To be honest, if I say me personally, the stars that the star, I don't just say star, the star that brings me to say, yo, I'll go see NXT 2.0. I'll go see NXT right now.
Trick Williams.
It ain't even him. Because I need him to boost up his mic work a little bit. I love Trick Williams. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I feel you.
I need to work on his mic work a little bit.
I feel you on that.
But it's all ego Ethan Page. And that's because I'm a fan of all ego Ethan Page.
I am too. I think
I love if I had a finishing move right now, it's the Eagle's Edge. You guys, my kids, I've done it on it plenty of times. But I mean, but I would say, but I am gonna give Trick his flowers because all ego, Trick Williams, Tony D'Angelo because he makes me laugh. I love the guy. I love Tony D'Angelo. Yeah, and. Last Legend, and look, we all know we all know why I like Last Legend. So I mean, look at her beautiful self. But I'm gonna just call it what it is. I mean, it's a handful that make me say, yo, I'll go to an NXT show. Back then, NXT Black and Gold.
You had to sell me that much.
I'm dead. Look, I'm dead. Front row. Tommaso DIY was there. It's like 10 of them guys that'll make me say, yo.
Yeah.
And even the women even made you want to go. Bianca Belair was there under that same roof one time. Yeah. Bailey.
Bianca, Shayna. Asuka when she was undefeated.
Basically, we can say Triple H made us want to look at NXT Black and Gold.
Yeah,
nothing against Sean, but at the same time, it's not like it was.
Yeah, now Sean cooking.
Oh yeah,
but he's cooking differently than Triple H was cooking. Yeah, with Black and Gold. You know what I'm saying?
Sean
Black and Gold was the best pro wrestling show of the week. Period. Like it was. That's just what it was.
I didn't miss
those takeovers. Was can't miss. Can't miss. Like it was. Yeah, and you didn't know. You know. I think what it is though with us is that we watched WWE for 30 plus years, you know, and it's like we watched wrestling for so long that you can't trick us on and how we think. Like, you know, it's to a point where we can, without even looking at anything, like without even looking at like any dirt sheets or any of that noise, like who we think gonna win, we kind of got in our head like, okay, that person's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? We know how this thing gonna go down. Like. You remember we did SummerSlam?
Mm-hmm.
I predicted all that shit. I'm like, hey, Dom gonna turn on him. Like it's too easy. It's too easy.
That rat bastard.
Hey, listen.
Oh God.
Hey,
I didn't see Finn Balor screwing Damian though.
I saw that coming.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one. Now,
because it was building up for like a year. It was definitely doing that.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that one coming. That one caught me off guard.
Soon he put his hands on Finn. I'm like, this is it. That's it right there, bro. That he gonna turn on him. There's a lot of turncoats out here. There's a lot of turncoats.
That night right there, boy, we saw the Judgment Day just
implode.
It imploded and it began anew the very next night.
It did, man. And then speaking of anew, we gotta jump into some the tribal chief right there. You know, the tribal chief, the OTC. Put your ones up.
The real
Roman
tribal
Reigns.
chief.
Roman Reigns is coming.
Real tribal chief.
This man pulled up. He pulled up at SummerSlam as expected.
In great shape. He was in great shape.
Yeah, he lost a little bit of mass a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
He's looking good.
Looking good, man.
He's
looking
ready.
like
He's ready. He's ready to take back over now.
So
happy to see.
Okay. Let me just say, I don't think no one was interested in this main event match. And there's nothing against Cody, and there's nothing against Solo.
We knew what it was for.
We knew what it was for. Only thing was like, yo, just bring him out because that's what we waiting on. And Jacob Fatu, he's okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, don't panic. Don't panic. He's okay.
I heard it was part of the story. Heard it's part of the story.
Yeah, he's all right. He's good. He's good. SmackDown's been lacking. You know what I'm saying? And because Raw been cooking, like they've been doing their thing on Raw. I mean, they're just everything is just working on Raw. You know what I'm saying? Everything is working. SmackDown is not as good as Raw, and I think strategically they're making Raw that AA show anyway because it's going to Netflix next year, and they need it the best possible way, and they're building it up to the point where they need to get where they need to get. And obviously, SmackDown is going to move to USA, and then the rest is history. Now that Roman's back, what happens next?
Samoan Civil War.
But with who though? Jay's on Raw. How's that going to work? Like,
and
for him coming back.
And Jay is currently looking to be in a feud with the Judgment Day. And so is Sammy. So the idea I had last week, unless that's put on the back burner and Roman's going to be getting his ass kicked for a little bit, that's the only way my idea that I had is working. So now I just saw it in the Discord. And real quick, side note, everybody lean at the bottom of the screen, please join the Discord. Become one of us. One of us in the Discord. So I did see, and I hate that I missed it, but I did see that Hikuleo has been signed. Now, Hikuleo's also, he's a Tongan. So could we see him? And he's a big Tongan too. He's what, 6'8", 6'9"? Yeah, so I mean, is he gonna jump on? Is he gonna get behind OTC, or is he gonna go over there where his real family is and join Bloodline 2.0? Because Bloodline, OG Bloodline, that idea right now is out of the window unless Jimmy shows back up, because we ain't seen him since the Friday after. We ain't seen him after the Friday after WrestleMania, so that's one. But we still have yet to see him come back. You got Zilla, you got the Wise Man, but you also got Zilla. Last time I checked, Zilla just won a title. Yes, at the what was that, Reality of Wrestling, or in the Indies or something. But last time I checked, I think it was Reality of Wrestling. So I mean,
he got a GCW, got some GCW appearances as well. Yeah,
so I mean, if whatever Roman does, Big E brought up, I don't know if anyone, when you all watch these WWE pay-per-views, stick around and watch those pressers too. Like when they watch the post-show panel. Big E brought up a good point. Big E brought up a good point. It's good to see the OT. It's good to see the Tribal Chief back.
Yeah,
but he is a solo act right now, and against that version of the Bloodline, that's a really bad career move. So whoever, if it's going to be a Samoan Civil War, we know it's coming.
Yeah, of course.
But who's going to be on his side? Who's going to be Bloodline Chapter 3? Because he needs help.
So the clear answer will be Jimmy, Jay Uso, and Sami Zayn. That will be
Bloodline.
That would be the OG Bloodline, right?
OG Bloodline.
That would be it.
That's all you can do.
You can't rush this. This right here is art. Okay, so this right here is some artistic stuff. Like, if you allow me to get the brush for a second, because we don't win in I would say 6 innings. We went into 6 innings where Roman came back after leukemia. Roman has Paul Heyman. Roman chokes out Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? And Jay begs him, and then Jimmy and Jay is part of the bloodline, and they're actually doing the dirty deeds, and it took
Jimmy a second to get down with the rules of the bloodline.
It took him a minute. And then you got Sammy that wants to be part of the bloodline, and Jay was a hater, and Jimmy was all for it. And then finally, the turning point was when Sammy mentioned Waffle House, what? Like, you go to Waffle House?
Yo, real quick, I don't know, to see everybody go to YouTube and just search Jey Uso breaks character. Half of those are because of Sammy.
Half of those will come from Sammy. Half of those are Sammy.
Half of those are because of Sammy.
Half of those are Sammy. And the other main point is, when they feuded with Kevin Owens for the second time around, this is Sammy's best friend. Like, nah, man, I can't do that. So that's my brother at the end of the day. At that point, Jimmy popped him, and Jay was like, "Hey, I'm kind of cool with my man's over here," and then that break them up, and then I'm skipping, but this whole storyline could be DVD, like this could be disc, of different matches and different things that's going on, which I'm pretty sure the WWE Network are going to just do the bloodline, and you're going to see the whole thing from start to finish. At key moments,
because it's so much you could put on the DVD. I just thought about that. You remember how they used to do like all those other DVDs a while back? If they don't do DVD, you gotta make it something for Peacock.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be Peacock. Like DVD is like a passe thing, but I mean, eventually it will be completely. Yeah. So, like right now, Roman is back, right? Mm-hmm. So Roman, just like Big E said, just like you said, like he's on standalone. Like you see him do the face of Cody. Him or Cody aligning don't make sense right now because
it don't.
Like Cody has been at odds with this man for 2 whole years. You know what I'm saying? Like this man got beat by this man, and then finally he gets over the hump and beat Roman. Also, you got the Rocket that's in play, right? Because somewhere he's in play, which means Rock will probably be on Roman's side temporarily.
I think he's the biggest wild card, though.
He is the biggest wild card because he's gonna turn on Roman, and it's gonna be Solo and everybody else. Now, where it has to even out at is it has to be Jimmy, Jay, maybe Zilla, Fatu on this side of the. It got to even it out somehow, some way. It has to even itself out. Like, right now you got Jacob, you got Solo, you got Tonga Loa, you got Tama Tonga, and let's not forget the Wise Man.
We know what side he's going to.
He's going to the Tribal Chief side, the OTC. And then, of course, he could be working behind the scenes and getting Jimmy and Jay back together or getting some Zilla Fatu together. He like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, I got something going on, and then if he at WrestleMania, you get Rock and Roman at WrestleMania.
If Paul shows up Friday night, I'm gonna lose it. Now here's what I think will happen. Yeah, here's what I think will happen. I agree. This entire storyline is probably some of the most beautiful work I think we've seen in a storyline in quite some time, because we're talking about. Actually, if we want to be technical, this story even goes back to where this entire story kind of goes back, and this wasn't a catalyst ever, but it played a part. This goes back to when Seth Rollins smacked Roman Reigns in the back with a chair.
Yeah, it goes back to that.
We saw he never forgot. We saw Roman never forgot that. So we're talking about, and only Triple H and guys like Bobby Roode and Jason Jordan, all of them, the writers, only them can say, hey, only they can say, and I say, we both say it every week, long-term storytelling.
Yes.
And I think the long-term storytelling continues because this story hasn't been boring once. It hasn't been boring yet. Now it has some slow parts.
Yeah, it has some slow parts. So when Roman wasn't there, that was definitely the slow part. Because somebody had it signed up and say Temu Bloodline. I was like, ew.
Oh my god. I love whoever made that, please send me an offer and I'll try to get that poster from you. But
yeah,
this story has been so beautiful. Yeah, there's been some slow parts in it, but that's what a story does. It gives you something that makes you say, okay, let's hurry up and get to the next part. And we're now getting to that next part. I think what happens, because I saw it Monday night, Survivor Series is about to be War Games-esque.
Yes.
And I think
War Games.
I think the Civil War gets it. I think the Civil War hits a very high point there. Comes down a little bit at Royal Rumble, and I think we see the ending to that story at WrestleMania. And the reason I say the ending to it is because Roman, I think what Roman does, matter of fact, we could possibly see it even go past it because I'm pretty sure The Rock is going to go up against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania next year. I'm pretty sure I'm almost certain.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Cody's going to hold that title till next WrestleMania. I think he's going to drop that title to someone. Maybe at Royal Rumble. Maybe he drops it to Rock at Royal Rumble. Maybe that's where it's at because The Rock will only hold it for a couple months. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, though.
If they don't face each other at WrestleMania for a title, I think they still face each other.
Now, what you do with Cody, I don't know. But here's a kicker to that. Randy Orton is on Raw now. So,
which shocked the hell out of me Monday night.
Which, another connecting to the dots. Gunther never really pinned Randy because his shoulders was up. Which obviously Triple H connecting the dots because he was using something that the fans was pointing out or the people was pointing out. And like, I'm going to put it in my pocket for a second. This is for later. I can use this later. So if Randy's on Raw, that means a trade had to take place on SmackDown. So maybe that's how Jay gets over there to SmackDown. Because Randy is a SmackDown guy. Not no more. He's on Raw. So they did a trade.
And you know what? I bet you I know what kind of trade. Matter of fact, can I add to that trade? I don't think SmackDown got just Jay. I think Sammy was possibly packaged into that. And here's why. If you got Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of championships. Second generation. Future Hall of Famer. And you've got, is he second or third? He's second generation, right? Because of Cowboy Bob Orton. But you've got, look, if I'm Nick Aldis, I'm sitting there saying, I give you Randy Orton. But I got a Samoan Civil War about to take place over here. And I got a Samoan Tribal Chief who needs some soldiers over here.
Yeah.
Send me two of the OG Bloodline and you got to trade. You mean to tell me Nick Aldis wouldn't offer that old boy over there Raw? I always forget his damn name. But Pierce. You mean to tell me Adam Pearce wouldn't be like you? You mean to tell me Adam Pearce wouldn't be like, you got a deal? You just sent me a future Hall of Famer who is still going pretty good, very good for his age at 41, 42 years old. Yeah. You think I wouldn't send over there? And to be honest, that crowd at SmackDown tends to be a little bit better than Raw. Even if SmackDown is a second tier show, SmackDown crowd tends to be kind of live, especially on nights where the pay-per-view is a Saturday night and they're already at that location for the pay-per-view. So Friday night SmackDown, I think the crowd is better. That's just me. But if a trade happened, I think Jay and Sammy were part of that trade because Roman needs them. He may not admit it. Roman needs familiar faces right now.
I mean, 2 for the price of 1. Consider how Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis is at. I mean, almost say at odds with each other, but they look at things like a swap 1 for 1. So, I mean, maybe there's another performer that goes from SmackDown to Raw, and that evens that out. I can't think of who can leave from SmackDown. Maybe Kevin Owens, maybe KO, because KO will be that other X factor, really.
Remember, A-Town Down Under showed up on Raw this past week. So the both of them equal one of them.
Yeah, but A-Town and Waller was on there too. They was together. Wasn't they?
A-Town Down Under, both of them showed up on Raw. So if you can send both of them, I'm sorry. But them two knuckleheads, both of them equal. I ain't gonna say equal to a Jey Uso, but I say they equal to maybe.
Wait. Well, so Grayson Waller and A-Town, they were SmackDown, right?
Yeah, they just lost the title a couple weeks ago.
They did.
They just lost the titles a couple weeks ago. They were not only were they SmackDown, they were
who beat them? Was it DIY?
DIY, and DIY just dropped the titles to the Bloodline,
to the Bloodline. That's right. I'm following. I'm tracking.
I'm kind of unhappy about that, but
I mean, you could just not give it a DIY and just, but don't. But I do understand it because, I mean, you want the Bloodline to be healed, so for them to beat Grayson Waller and A-Town Down, it wouldn't have made sense anyway.
It wouldn't.
So, I get why you get the most heat out of it, yeah. Because DIY, because everybody loves them and they want them to be champion, and for them to get hosed out like that makes you draw ire towards the Bloodline or whoever booked that. But
in Johnny's hometown of Cleveland,
exactly. So I get it. So yeah, Sammy and Jay may be on SmackDown this week. That probably what's going to end up happening
soon.
But here's the thing. I think we are expecting the Bloodline story to end at WrestleMania.
I hope
it doesn't. To be truthfully honest,
I hope it don't.
I think they're going to hit us with a curveball at WrestleMania. I want Roman to lose at Survivor Series. I want his group to lose at Survivor Series.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
And let it be because of The Rock. I mean, or The Rock, or The Rock. Yeah, let him be like some type of X factor. Matter of fact, this is what you do. Rock will be by Roman's side by Survivor Series, right? Got his back. Whatever. When they get down to the nitty gritty, Rock gonna drop his ass. Rock gonna drop it.
He probably won't forgive him for what happened at WrestleMania.
Rock gonna drop him. And now
I see it. I'm with you.
Rock drops him, right? So now Rock leaves this bloodline, right? He's part of this, right? Okay. So that's Survivor Series is typically in November because it's like Turkey Day. So now you got December and you got Royal Rumble. Now you face Cody. Then you beat Cody. But Roman's off TV for a little minute. You know, he hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's out for a little minute.
Pride hurt, probably.
Yeah, pride hurt, no injury, something. Right? They like Rock and Bloodline, they running things for like a couple. Now you can hold it off for another month or so, and then Roman be that special guest person at Royal Rumble, and he wins the Royal Rumble, and he points at Rock for WrestleMania. Now you can build this shit from January to April, and then you got Rock and Roman at WrestleMania for the title, and Roman wins it back as a babyface this time.
And he still shows up with Paul Heyman.
Because Paul ain't going nowhere. For Paul to take a table spot, which he hasn't done this in like the past decade or 20 years.
He did a good job at it.
Right. like he did this one spot, which is so significant because we didn't see him like take a hit like that in forever. So for him to take that type of a hit, that type of a spot, left a lasting impact, right? So for him to, you know, double cross the tribal chief or anything like that, can't see it happening. But I mean, stranger things is happening. It is Paul Heyman. I mean, he is a little slimy, but
and it is WWE.
It is WWE, right? So that's how I would write it. I would have Rock be at Roman's side until Survivor Series, and then right at the last minute, you think Roman gonna get that victory? Boom, rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Rock is all there through WrestleMania season.
Or even if he ain't by his side, he shows up, pulls something that causes Roman's team to lose this match. Either way, he's going to be that wild card that causes Roman's team to lose. And Roman goes off. He may be off TV for a little bit.
Yeah.
Jumps in the Royal Rumble, wins it, and he goes in the Royal Rumble like entrant 21. Now he goes in at 21, and he wins it.
Yeah, let him go in at 21. Like I wouldn't put him at number 30 because we're gonna expect him to be number 30.
It's too big of a given. I mean,
it's too big of a given. Like,
because you got guys like Gunther who went in at what, number 2?
Yeah, and
which why another reason I'm happy he's champion now.
Yeah,
but I mean, this guy has been ruthless for a minute now, and it's finally paying off. So I mean, yeah, Roman goes in at 21, wins it. And matter of fact, when he goes into 21, somebody from Bloodline 2.0, I don't know, Tama or Jacob comes in at like 24. And they're hell bent on just beating him only. And Roman finds.
Oh, you mean like put the story inside the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, put the story in there. Now you can't put all of Bloodline 2.0 in there because it's too much forgiven. So you put their tough. You put the tag team champions in there. You put the toughest guys in there to deal with Roman, and he finds a way to get past him.
Now, here's the thing. Now we talk about this, and this is where I'm in a knot with it. The person that's going to get left by the wayside is unfortunately Cody. He's going to get left by the wayside in this. Like when Roman cut that promo and said, "You're number 2," like everybody be glad to be number 2. Like there's no other number 2, but I'm number 1. And there was a little shred of truth in that because Roman is the guy in WWE. He is the needle mover in WWE. Like that's what it is. Now, Cody is too, because he's the baby face, right?
Yeah. And
he's the, you know, lack of a better term, like he's like the new age Hulk Hogan. Technically, he was an All-American. Like everybody loves Cody. He's kissing babies. He's doing all kinds of stuff. Like they are marketing. Yeah, like they are marketing Cody to high heaven. Like that's what they're doing with Cody. Like you can't hate this man unless you pull a Homelander. And you do a Homelander style Cody, because the WWE audience, they don't know heel Cody like we know heel Cody, because heel Cody is nasty. Heel Cody is nasty. Unless you do something like that to keep him integrated inside this bloodline situation, and he be the insurance policy just in case Rock can't make it, you know. And then you have that, but then again, you don't want a Roman Cody too. But that's another layer though, because you have the people that hate Cody versus the people that like Roman. So that would be a different take, kind of like how Rock and Stone Cold was, because Rock and Stone Cold main evented a couple WrestleManias. Yeah. So
it took Rock a minute to beat him.
It took Rock a minute to beat him. It took like the last match to actually, for it to happen. So that's the only way I feel like you can keep Cody in there. But if you keep like babyface Cody there, like
he's going to get drawn out.
It's going to get drawn. I don't see him aligning himself with Roman, being side by side with Roman. Like you're just going to forget 2 years of what happened. Like the writing's too damn good for that. Like
I think what it is, I think it's a respect thing now.
Yeah.
I think it's respect. The respect is there. I think what happens, because Cody, if you're gonna keep Cody mixed in with the bloodline,
yeah,
it's going to make his title
right, and that's how it's looking right now.
Be this big. So here's the question now. Now that Roman's back.
Yeah.
Because you can't say, oh, Solo's gonna go after the title again. Solo ain't gonna have that time. He's got Roman Reigns he's got to deal with now. Yeah. I mean, Roman Reigns by himself is like Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of guy to deal with. So imagine when he finally gets a team behind him, whenever we see that happen. So now the question is, who's going to step up for Cody's title? And whoever steps up,
yeah, this
has got to be a worthy opponent. The only person I can think of that steps up now, and matter of fact, I said it last week, Logan Paul. Come on down. Even though you've had a title shot, come on down. Or if not Logan Paul, somebody's got to step up, because now we're kind of saying, okay, the bloodline is about to get it on again.
Yeah, and they're going to be the best storyline on SmackDown.
We're all happy. So it went from Cody and the bloodline was kind of here because the story got a little stale a little bit. But now Roman's back. Roman's back now.
It picks up. Now
you can't let Cody and his title dip down like that. You can't. So somebody's got to show up and be like, hey, I'm Cody's number one guy now.
Yeah, I think right now SmackDown is must see, because now you want to know what's going to happen with Roman, how Cody feels and all this. Is the wise man going to show? Like SmackDown is must see for Friday. Now, where they could hold you is Roman don't be on TV at all. But I don't think they're going to do that. Like I don't think they're going to do that. They ain't going to hit us with that. But it is definitely must see, man. But check it
real quick. You remember when Jordan retired and everybody was like, it's coming back? I was sitting there like, yo, Roman could be back tonight. I think Raw is the better show. Raw's the better show.
Yeah.
Because of the roster. SmackDown's the better show on must see. What the hell is going to happen next? Especially now that Roman's back.
Oh yeah. And that's the number one reason, honestly. That's the number one reason.
Roster wise, Raw. Moment wise, SmackDown. Just because Roman's back now.
That's it. And that's the sole reason, man.
That's it.
And check it. That is our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday. I mean, it's Dynamite time, man. Go ahead and check out AEW Dynamite, because AEW, man, for the past few weeks, man, they've been cooking. They've been cooking out here for the past few weeks, man. So let's see what happens this week on AEW Dynamite, because this month is all in month. Because AEW All In is this month, and it's going to go down in Wembley Stadium. So go ahead and check out AEW Dynamite on TBS at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going on right now. And you got anything else for the listeners out there?
Man, if you can't be famous, be infamous, be damn good at it. Real quick, shout out to Biggie Blends. Shout out to Vivo. Shout out to BU Butts Unplugged. Appreciate you jumping in on the show, my guy. And of course, I'm gonna go ahead and give him his flowers now. So give him his flowers now, since he's above ground. So I ain't gotta do it when he's below ground. Flowers to the mad scientist for the platform, and join the Discord, everybody. Awesome show as always. I love wrestling. Love my man Earth Smack. Shout out to Vivo,
Yes,
Boogie
sir.
Wins, everybody that's tuning in. God bless.
We out. See y'all tomorrow night. Peace.